Okay, so my video, I have to restart it again. This is my fourth time. Alright, so about my spine, it's healing up pretty good. I still have a lot of pain, but that might just be something I have to deal with for the rest of my life. I'm walking a lot better and stuff like that. We had a few complications after the surgery. One time I had actually passed out. I went into shock because of the opioids. I was on them like every 6 hours, gimme, kind of a thing for the first few days. As soon as the pain starts dissipating, I stop taking them because, yeah, I don't want to get stuck on opioids. So I actually still have some left over, which occasionally, if the pain's bad enough, I take them. But otherwise, I still actually have a few left over for my 1 week supply. So let's just say how little I really take drugs. I can't wait till I can start taking my ibuprofen again, though, because I miss that. The other complication is I did form an abscess in my back a little bit. So the first week home, I had low-grade fevers on and off. And yeah, so we got that all cleared up and everything. As gross as it sounds, I was leaking something that can only be described as Sunny D. I will never be able to drink Sunny D again because I literally leaked it out of my back. And after they cleaned the abscess, it leaked really bad for like 4 hours. We were putting paper towels on it. It was soaking them in like 20 minutes. Otherwise, everything's fine. I go see the doctor on the 3rd, the surgeon again on the 3rd. Literally, I think a lot of this pain is just my body, because it had to adapt to being positioned wrong, is now trying to adapt to being positioned correctly. So the pain might go away in time. It might not. I don't know. It's not nearly as bad as it used to be. It used to be the minute I laid down, if I had to pee, I was stuck in bed holding it for a few hours until the pain was relieved enough so I can get up, or I was in an immense amount of pain just trying to stand up. And walking, don't get me started. It really felt like everything was coming apart every time I tried to walk. After 5-10 minutes, it was terrible. That's not happening anymore. I have been able to walk a lot more. In fact, walking helps. So when I start getting pain or something, walking does a lot to relieve a lot of that pain. So walking's better. Though I still have numbness in the legs that may or may not go away. We don't know yet. But that's something I'll bring up to the surgeon. Otherwise, everything with surgery went fine. I don't have all the details because I was on a lot of drugs. And Doxy does no clue about medical stuff, so when he got the update, the only thing he heard out of the whole spiel that the surgeon gave him was, she's fine and in recovery. He's not good with medical stuff usually. Every time something happens with one of his family members, I either have to pull up diagrams and explain it or just explain it to him. So there's that. My surgeon was actually really great. He saw me in recovery, which has never happened ever. None of my surgeons that have ever come see me in recovery. And then he checked on me before I left the hospital, because he got in a few minutes early before I was discharged, and kind of talked to me a little bit about some stuff as well. So really awesome surgeon. I'm actually going to give him a Superman scrub cap. And the nurses said, they don't need more egos. Well, you know what? After everything I've been through the past 3 years and all the pain and constantly going through physical therapy that only made everything worse, and everyone saying the fusion was fine, and then finding out the fusion wasn't fine, I'm a little mad about that. But this guy came in like a superhero, and no one else listened to me, and he did. He listened to what I said, and he found the problem. And it's exactly where I thought it would be, and it was exactly what I felt it was when it first happened. So he's a hero to me, so he's getting a Superman scrub cap. If he never wears it, that's fine. I'm not going to be mad, but he earned it. Okay, so enough about my drama. I did survive surgery. I am doing a lot better. I am on my feet. I still rest a lot, and I try not to overexert it. I have to be very careful about how I move. So doing garden work is actually fun, because all I do is literally crawl between the rows on my knees and walk on my knees to try to go through things. Thankfully, they're raised beds, so that helps. But yeah, so yeah, all the work I did here, I basically just walked on my knees down the rows to get all my work done and wasn't bending over. Occasionally I did, and I'm not supposed to, and I try not to, but it happens. Let's get started with the garden update though, okay? This time don't send in my garlic when I'm filming. Seymour's being weird lately. All the fireworks are making him bonkers. Alright, so here we go. These are the Purple Majesty potatoes. We've hilled them up quite a bit, and now they're flowering, so we don't hill them up anymore once they start flowering. I don't know why, to be honest. I just hear everybody say it, so that's when I stop. And honestly, with all my back issues, I haven't wanted to hill it up. These potatoes produce quite a lot of things, so yeah, but we've been hilling it up quite a bit. Doxy came out and threw in a bunch of soil on top of everything, and we would have come out and did the grass thing as well, but I didn't have it in me to do it. So these are producing flowers, which means if they pollinate, I will get little seed pods. And you guys know how much I love seed pods, because actually you guys didn't see it last year. I collected the seed pods, I washed them out and everything, and I dried them out, and I saved some of the seeds. These are not from seed, these are from potatoes. I don't know if you guys saw me put them in or not. I'm keeping my videos shorter. But, so I'm going to collect the seed pods from these, because in case of emergency, if I ever run out of the potatoes, I can always grow potatoes from seed. And as long as I make sure that I pinch off any of the flowers from the other type of potatoes, these shouldn't cross-pollinate, and it'll still be a true potato. These are the other ones that I just got from the grocery store, and they started growing roots, so I planted them. And then my sweet potato here is just, I put this in a little while ago. It was a tiny little thing, and I actually planted the whole potato too. It's down in there. I started it, but I couldn't. They didn't have enough roots to pull it apart when I wanted to plant it. So, but it's vining out quite beautifully, quite beautifully. So I don't know what I'm going to get from this, but it's still really pretty. So I don't care. I'm not hilling this up or anything. I've never grown sweet potatoes because I don't eat sweet potatoes. I do like them tempura, so that's why I tried to grow some. My parsley is doing amazing. This is a flat leaf parsley, and I think it's a curled something parsley right here. And this is actually my favorite for fresh cooking. Like when I make Southwest egg rolls, I will use this type of parsley. But when I dry it up, I use this stuff right here. And I kept it separate from the celery because here's the parsley, and there's the celery. As you can tell, they are quite similar. And this is actually, I'll show you exactly how I move around. When I sit or walk or anything, it's... So I'm not on my knees, I'm on my feet, but I'm squatted. And I'm allowed to do it like this because my back is flat. So let's get back to this over here. It's been fun trying to figure out how to move around and stuff like that. And I will literally walk on my knees and stuff like that to get through the rows. Not quite like this because this is painful, but I'll get like on my knees and just kind of walk on my knees. Not hands and knees because that would put my back in a bad position. Just like on my knees, like I have nothing below the knees and I walk, kind of a deal. Yes, the parsley is growing amazing. It's doing good. I would like the curled leaf to come through a little bit more, so I might actually come through and cut these out here pretty soon. Because honestly, I don't need a whole lot of this dried up every year, and I'm not collecting seed from it this year, so I don't think I need it to go to seed. I might. I don't know. I'm going to look it up later. We've had so many issues lately with the house. Okay. That was all in the legs, I promise. My purple basil is finally stopped being a drama queen and is coming through here and looking pretty great. And I do still have a lot of weeds. I came through here. Yeah, so this is going to be great to freeze dry or even just dry and put away. Yes, it's really beautiful. Let me back it up a bit. Here we go. Yeah, so it's really pretty. And this was that little piece of thyme. I grew it. It was a tiny little pot, and I'm constantly picking these dandelions out. So I did come through the yard before we went and sprayed, and I pulled out a lot of the dandelions I could because I had some really thick roots in some of them. I couldn't get the roots all the way out, but I got big chunks of them, and that worked good. But this stuff is great for like detoxing the liver. So I made a tea with some dandelion, some nettle, green tea, ginger, and hibiscus, mostly for flavor and color. And oh yeah, I use pine needles as well because pine needles are good for anxiety and stuff like that. And then chamomile, because I was having a lot of anxiety before the surgery, trying to quit smoking and then all that other stuff. So this helped calm the anxiety, and then it also helped detox the nicotine out of my system. So if you have liver problems and you need to detox things out of the liver, dandelion root is one of the things to do. In fact, that whole combination that I just told you about is really good if you're trying to quit drinking or smoking, because it'll detox your system and it'll also help calm you down. So I did come through and save a lot of this. Now I'm kind of growing them in some of my pots on purpose just so I can get them when they're really thick. So they get fertilized and treated like all my other plants and those things. But here, they get pulled out because they're everywhere. And I don't need that crap. I don't need them taking nutrients from my babies. Okay, now we have the oregano, which is looking amazing. I'm going to come through and thin out here pretty soon because I don't need as much, and it'll help it grow some a little bit bigger. And I'm just going to start freeze drying them because I'm about to do a mint and catnip batch in the freeze dryer, so I might as well throw that in as well and get some of those in. And I'll probably do this at the same time. All right, moving on. Oh, okay, I made it. I'm alive. All right, my dill is about to go to seed soon. Oh, dill is one thing I never worry about growing because I get it in abundance. But these are about to go to seed, which I think are great, and I'm going to start pulling these out and freeze drying my dill. I have a lot of freeze dried dill, but you can never really have enough, especially when my cucumbers start coming up. I'll have plenty of dill to make my pickles with. Now the rosemary I started did not do good. In fact, it died. They're dead. But I did buy a rosemary. Rosemary is like a lot of gardeners' arch enemy. It really is. I have a lot of these stupid maple tree seeds, maple and ash tree seeds that keep coming up. I don't know what that is, but it needs to get out of my garden. Okay. So this is what I have for rosemary, which I'm not really thrilled about. I really wanted a lot of rosemary because I wanted to extract the oils from it. Because I use the oil from rosemary and I put it in a spray bottle of water, like a good amount of rosemary, like maybe a half a teaspoon or so, or a quarter teaspoon of rosemary oil into a spray bottle. And then I spray myself when I come out in the garden usually. I forgot to today, but thankfully the bugs are not attacking me. But we'll go out there, we'll start being eaten by bugs, and we'll remember, we forgot the bug spray. We'll go and put the rosemary spray on. Just rosemary oil and water. That's all it is. You can even do a rosemary tea, but I like the oil. This sticks better. So rosemary tea and oil, or rosemary oil and water. And I have no bugs biting me. Of course, you sweat it off, so you have to reapply it like anything else, but it's really amazing, and I have not been attacked by bugs, and I've spent a lot of time in the garden this year, so I'm happy about that. I am not reaching over there to grab those, because that's bad. Right here is my cilantro. Looks like it's some of this is starting to bolt. These are some little babies I threw in later on. I planted later on, because I only had a few that I only actually started one plant, or two plants, and they are huge now. And then these ones are coming up behind it. So I don't do a lot with cilantro, but I'm definitely going to freeze dry it because Doxy likes the cilantro lime rice. So this is good. So this is getting ready to flower, and then I'll have some seeds, which is then coriander, if you want to use that as a spice too. You can also save them. My carrots did not do that good. My carrots did not do good at all, actually. I had very few come up, which I'm actually kind of disappointed about. But carrots are very finicky, and I made sure that... Yeah, no, I haven't come through and weeded in a while. So I have a lot of weeds coming up. Also teaching Doxy gardening, so he's been learning which weeds to pull and whatnot. So he's a little less stressed. But yeah, only a few of them actually came up, which makes me very sad. Because I really love carrots and I didn't want to buy any. So I planted a whole bunch and not a lot came up. And they're very finicky too. But I made sure that I kept the soil moist while they were germinating, so they should have came up more. Last year I did not have this issue, so I'm a little sad about that, to be honest. That's my one disappointment so far. I don't have carrots, but hopefully there's different varieties so I can save the seeds like I'm doing for these other ones. Here's some more babies that did come up though, so I'm kind of happy about that. So I have those babies at least. Yeah. So here we go. Second year carrots. They are about to flower. And once they flower, they also drop seed. So these are the cosmic ones. And so I'm really excited that I'm going to be definitely getting getting seeds from these guys for next year. And I love just being able to... The best part is that you can grow your own food. And then you can also save the seeds from that food. And then you have more seeds for the next year. So it's really self-sustaining. and you don't have to sit there and just constantly buy seeds. So whatever I can do to save for seed, that's what I'm going to do. So this is how you do carrots. 2 different methods. Mine were small, so I saved them and planted them, and this is what I got from it. The other method is when you want to use your carrots, just take the tops of them off, and then the next year replant the tops. So you can put them in a plastic bag. Make sure they have a little bit of moisture, and stick them in the fridge. I've had them survive 2 years in the fridge before. So that's one way to do it. And then the next time you plant them, you get flowers, just like this, and then you get seeds. Okay, something keeps making a nest, and I don't know what it is, but they took a bunch of grass and they made a nest down here, which is silly, but it's, it's whatever. My wheat is doing great. It already had the little dingly things on it at one point, so they shook and fertilized each other, so they're doing great. I actually got a really good yield going. As long as I keep the squirrels out from eating them and the birds, I will be fine, because they are doing absolutely amazing, despite the whatever's burrowing here. Yes, they're doing absolutely fine. I keep having to pull them away from the fence, though. But it seems like I might get an early harvest on these because they're already starting to turn. So I'm liking that idea. So I'll come through and harvest these out and whatnot. These are my radishes. They're like a carrot radish that I got from Baker Creek, and they are flowering. I didn't know radishes would seed the first year, so I'm going to have to look into that because I'm seeing them flowering and stuff. But here's the actual radish themselves. I'm not pulling any up right now. This is what they look like. I started some new ones over there, and they're getting chewed on by bugs. Seems like everything's suddenly getting chewed on by bugs. This wasn't like this the other day. Damn caterpillars, man. Or the slug, it looks like. Whatever that was. Yeah, it's a slug. Get out of here. Okay. But yeah, these are the radishes. They seem to be doing really good. I'm never ever starting them indoors again, though, because that was a hot mess. But they came through. Like a couple days later, or the next day, they were up and popped up. But they're already flowering, so I'm going to see about how to get seeds from these so that I do not have to buy more. And if Doxy likes them, then I'll just replant them next year in the ground. Oh, yep, something came through here and ate these. It's kind of rude. No, it just rotted, it looks like. That's not good. Well, let's take this out then so it doesn't try to... Yeah, it's like a carrot radish. I don't know if something ate it or if it just rotted. That's not good. That's the only thing I've ever seen rot in my garden. Okay. And here are the sugar beets. You can see the babies down here just doing what sugar beets do. And these are the ones from last year. And they are getting ready to flower. So I'm really excited because that means I'm going to get seed from these as well. Plus, then I'm also going to have my own sugar water, which is amazing. So these are sugar beets. They get huge. I mean, these are replanted, but they get pretty big. And then you can juice them and have a nice, healthy, unprocessed juice from it. You can use it in recipes and all that other fun stuff without having all the high processed glucose, and it's a little bit healthier for you. So that's something I've been growing. I haven't got to use them yet because I'm saved these ones for this year for seed. So they look huge. They're like way up there. I can't wait for them to flower. But we've had high winds and they're pushing everything around. So okay, onions are falling over, but they're growing scapes, which is cool because I have some onion scapes. My garlic is not doing that good for some reason. I have no idea why. I think something's just been coming through and messing with it. Something bird in there was eating it. And like, I don't get it because everyone says plant garlic to prevent things from eating your garden. And then they come through and eat all the garlic. So apparently they're not as unfriendly with garlic as you might think. So, lots of weeds. Sorry. These stupid trees, man. Next year I'm covering the rows before these seeds drop. Until the seeds drop, so I don't stop getting all these stupid trees in here. Dandelions, there's really nothing you can do about. Ugh, I should not be bending. Don't tell my doctor. Okay. So, yeah, here's the garlic. It's not doing as great as I thought, though. It's really not, and I'm not happy with that. It should be doing a lot better. I'm going to come through and give them fertilizer here in a couple days or so. I haven't been able to stand out here to spray them down with the liquid feed. Okay. Another these stupid things everywhere. Weeds everywhere. Okay, celery is looking amazing. How great those are looking. They didn't start the year off strong, but man, the minute stupid things, man. Come on. There's more. But wait, there's more. And spiders. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, my celery's doing amazing, so I'm going to get a pretty good yield of celery. And then I'm just going to freeze drying it and saving it for things like my chicken over rice. Well, it's my mom's recipe of chicken over rice. Something been digging in here. Okay. Celery is looking good. My spinach is already bolting. We had a hot spree, and so it decided to bolt, and I have not gotten anything from it really. And then this is kind of blocking out the sun, so it's really not doing that great where it's at. It sucks. This is the Gurney's Goliath, and usually they grow huge, and then they produce these big, juicy, amazing tasting leaves, and I'm just not getting that this year because I planted Brussels sprouts at the last second, which are currently not really even producing Brussels sprouts. So sad face. I might take some of these off to encourage growth and increase airflow. I hear that's what you're supposed to do. So, just like that, just take some of the bottom ones off. I'm not going to do all that on camera. I'm just going to show you. So yeah, you do that, and then they'll start to produce right here. The Brussels sprouts will form from where these things are, so it encourages growth. So it's actually not a bad thing to come through and pluck the leaves. If I had chickens, I'd give them to the chickens, but I don't. So they go in my compost. Okay, I'll come through later and get the rest. But they're doing pretty good. They're getting big. Obviously smothering my other plants, so. Okay. Let's keep going before I run out of capabilities here. So yeah, those are looking good. These are my peppers and my tomatoes. It's a lot tighter than I thought it was, so next year I'm going to not do it as tight, I think. But peppers are coming through here. We have these things here holding them up. They're wrapped in strings so that the winds don't destroy the plants. So we have, these are the jalapenos. They're, some of these were below the line, but yeah, they're already starting to flower and stuff like that. Tomatoes are huge. They are freaking huge. Look at these amazing stalks. They're so healthy. I came through and I trimmed out a lot of the lower leaves to help the peppers. I'm going to come through and trim out some more leaves to help with airflow and everything. But otherwise they're huge. I have some of them taped up to the thing, as you can tell, which holds them up the trellis. So they're doing good. And, oops, excuse me. Hi, boo. We'll go in just a minute, baby. Here are the bell peppers. This is the start of the bell peppers. That's the last jalapeno. And then, yeah, right here we have bell peppers. Come on, up this thing. There you go. Gotta get them in the strings. So the strings are basically, we have 3 poles. And then we wrap the strings around, then we pull them tight. It was pulled tight. But then the wind, it helps catch them from the wind so they're not being thrown all around all crazy like. And it also keeps them going upright. So these are, I believe, the perfect... Actually, no. There's something else in here and I don't know what it is. I don't know what that was. Yeah, these are amazing. Yeah, I came through and trimmed a lot. Even got the suckers. So they're coming up looking great. These are the bell peppers. Sorry, I don't know what these are. These are 1, 2, 3. Maybe they're jalapeno. I might be just being retarded. These are the bell peppers here. These are the Black Beauty ones, and they're ready for another row of string already. We ran low on twine, so we just got some more. So these are the bell peppers, and they're already starting to form some, which I think is great. Let me make sure this is zoomed out. Okay, it is. Yeah, so they're already flowering and putting some on, but they're a little small, and I didn't want them to be this small when they were doing that. And then back here are the Cajun bell peppers, or it's vice versa. I don't remember which side got put where. But I have Cajun, and then I have the Black Beauty bell peppers. So those actually might be the Cajun ones up there. And all of a sudden I have things eating my plants. So I think it was caterpillar time. But I haven't seen any, so that's what's crazy. Come on, through the thing. But I'm here squatted, so you need to stop, buddy. There we go. And it also helps keep them up so there's more airflow going through as well. So, yes, I think these are the Black Beauties. I see Cajun there and Cajun there, so I think these are, because that's the Cajun row. I meant to tag them and I didn't get around to it. Surgery happened and yeah, I didn't come out here. I thought I'd be out here more, but I'm not. So they're doing good. Sneak through here. Oof. And these are the paprikas right here. Not red bell peppers. Paprika peppers. You know the difference. Actual paprika peppers from Hungary. So Hungarian paprika, the real stuff. And yeah, so the paprika is doing pretty good. They're a little slower, but I mean, it's only the end of June. We still have 2 more months, so I'm not too worried. And then this is the cayenne right here, and they're already flowering. And over here are the Anaheims, and they're doing huge. They're doing great. They're ready for a few more rows as well. And it looks like they're already getting ready to start putting on peppers as well, which is good because I just used up my last Anaheims in the house. So some of these still need to get kind of tacked up here a little bit. They kind of grew, like last time I did it, they were, a week ago they were like 6 to 10 inches shorter than they are now. But yeah, so they're huge. And I've actually had to weed through a lot of the pumpkins, and today my plan is to do the ropes for these because Google lied to me. Actually, the ropes for these are kind of pointless because they're just going for the trellis anyways. So yeah, we're just gonna ignore that. So these are my pinto beans, and the internet lied. This is my first year actually getting them to grow, and the internet told me that they are bush beans, and they are not bush beans at all. They are definitely vining up and whatnot. So I'm going to try to come through here on my hands and knees and start working on these. So these are my pinto beans here that are climbing up, and I have some melons stuck in there, kind of stuck hidden down underneath here, so they're not getting the light and stuff that they need, unfortunately. They're being suffocated by the beans. What's that? Look at that. How cool is this? So I need more space. I really do. I got them a little too close together, and then I did it on a year I can't really maintain them, which is stupid. But I'm still going to make it work. I know I have some honeydew and some white melon somewhere in here. I just don't know where they are. I think this might be the white melon or the honeydew. I think it's honeydew actually. So it's starting to climb up here because I made it. Yes. And then I forget all the beans that I have. I think this is a purple green bean right here. A lot of purple things coming up. I can't remember if this was a purple green bean or if that was a purple green bean, because I think the green beans were later. And then I have another type of bean here, and I don't remember what all my beans are, so you have to forgive me. This is yellow squash though, and when I get the ropes in, it's going to kind of hold them up as well. But I'm going to come through here in a little bit and trim out some of these bottom leaves so they stop suffocating my cucumbers like that. They're really small because they're not getting enough light, which is not good because I really love cucumbers more than like squash. So I'm going to come through and trim them down quite a bit here in a little bit. Not on camera though. And then I have the zucchini over there. So I have yellow squash and zucchini. I don't remember which is which. I know I have soybeans in here, and that one looks like it broke off the vine, so I'm going to have to redo that later too. These are the soybeans right here. And again, ordered from Baker Creek. Beautiful black soybean for things like tofu and whatever. Soy milk, whatever I feel like making them with them. Really high in protein, so they're really good to have. And then these pumpkins are just crazy. They're out of control. I have way too many grew. Last time I had one out of all of them that I planted grow. So I went a little crazy this year. And now my pumpkins are out of control. I did remove one plant already, and I'm going to have to remove another one soon. But the soybeans are looking great. They're going to get their rope trellis today as well. And I forget which ones these are. They might be the mung beans. Or there might be a pea, I don't remember. I have to look at my chart and I don't have it with me. So, but here's a beautiful cucumber that made it up the trellis, thankfully. So, and these have one. Last year I had one. I produced a lot of cucumbers. So, and I got to come through here, and this one's also going to get put in the wire trellis. I'm going to remove a lot of these extra leaves to give light down to the bottom there, and to just also clean it up. So this is the sweet potato squash that I got from the Raising Hope. Okay, you can't be pulling the corn down, buddy. Yeah, you can't pull the corn down. So this is meant to produce shade, which then... Okay, you need to go in here. Sorry. A couple days, a lot happens in a couple days. So it's a Three Sisters thing. So we have beans planted in here as well, along each of them. Doxy and I came out and planted them. I did film it. I really did film it. Okay, you want to go up this plant, buddy. I cannot sit down to edit right now. I don't have the stamina to sit that long in that chair. So that's just something I deal with. So you can see the Three Sisters here. I have a bunch of different types of beans. I have a Trailatiers up at the top. I have a succotash. I have another pea that I got from the Checkfi or Toby. That might be over there too. So we're doing the Three Sisters where the beans get to climb the corn stalks, and the beans are growing faster than the corn, so that's not helping. But the beans are going to climb the corn stalks and produce nitrogen for the corn, and so they provide support, which they're not doing very well right now. This year my corn's not doing that great. We topped it off with some grass, and I need to top it off again, but I don't think I'm going to have the energy to do it, and he's mowing today, so I might have to wait a week. But yeah, so they climb, the corn gives them stability to climb up, so they climb up the corn, and then they produce nitrogen for the corn. And then the squash is the third sister, and that produces shade, which helps prevent weeds and stuff like that. So this is my Three Sisters bed. I had more squash planted, but I don't know what happened to it. It just didn't come up. So that is also tribal. That's from my tribe, Raising Hope. Trailatiers, the Cherokee Trailatiers beans, they're not from the Choctaw tribe. So that's not from the Raising Hope, but the Toby. And then I got some sunflowers from them this year. So I have some of those up front to save for seed, and some of the soy as well for seed, and two paprikas for seed up in the front so that they help prevent the cross-pollination. Not to say that it won't happen, but hopefully it won't. So those three things won't cross-pollinate with each other, so they just get to hang out and be buddies. You need to let go, bud. You need to let him go. You are supposed to be up this way. The bugs are starting to come out. I'm going to come through and tack this one up later. Or let it just find its way up there somehow. I don't even know why it's not, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to come through and clip it. I had to do that with a few of these down here. See the little tags on them. They still keep coming out though. So the pumpkins are going to have to keep trimmed because they are going to go all over the place, and I just need a few pumpkins. So this many pumpkins was way more than expected was going to come up. So I'm going to get started on doing these things here. Okay, so I'm going to get started getting my chores done here, where I have to get these 2 rows all taped up and everything, and then pull some of these up as well. I'm not going to put that on camera because I can't do both. I can't film and do this at the same time. So the best I can really do is give you guys an update right now. I would like to show you more. Sorry, that was like not in a good spot to be looking at me. I would like to show you guys more. I really can't. I do have a lot filmed, like when we did the beans. I cannot edit that. So right now I can't. So I apologize. But I can at least give you guys an update. The garden is looking great. I mean, most of it's very healthy. Some of them got chewed up by beans, or bugs, but they are looking very healthy. They're gonna get the next round of fertilizer here very soon, because they haven't had it in a while. Although the soil itself is doing pretty good, I think. So I don't think I have to worry about that. But so that is it for this year. I know I have a few other plants. I don't know if you guys really want to check a look, but I'll show you. Okay, sorry. So these here are the sunflowers. They just got planted recently, so they're still babies. And of course, no matter how many times I pull them out, they all seem to find their way back in. This is nothing. And this, I don't know what it is. I think it's mullein. That was disguised as something else. I have lemon balm coming up here if the squirrels will stop chewing at it. And this is where my blueberry bush is going to go. Doxy got me this beautiful blueberry bush this year, and I've been eating them, and they're so freaking yummy. This jelly bean blueberry, amazing. So that's going to go here eventually. This is what I'm so happy about. This is my ginger. This is the first time I've ever gotten ginger sprout, and I've been trying for years. So this is my ginger. She's out here. She's loving life. This is my red currant. I bought it last year, and it did not do that good because everything kept eating it. This year it's been caged, and the only thing it has had is this yellow fuzzy caterpillar that seems to like this leaf right here for some reason. Or maybe it's this one. Did he just cocoon? No, okay, he didn't. Yeah, he just keeps hanging out here. He's not eating it. He's just hanging out on it. So I was like, okay, fine. So it's got a little bit of bugs at the bottom, but that's about it. The caterpillar's not hurting it, so I'm leaving it be. My aloe plant, which had a little fussy fit for a while there because it got left out in the cold by accident. And this thing, it looks terrible, but it looked terrible when I got it, and I've been treating it, and all these bright pink leaves, all this bright pink has come up since I bought it. It was clearance because it was in really bad shape. So it's a red tie. It's a tropical plant, so that'll go indoors. My orange tree really blossomed. Lots of leaves came off on it. It was loving life. So it's taken off. Yeah. So I can't wait to see it next year when it really blooms. These are only putting on leaves for some reason. If anybody knows why artichokes only put on leaves and not the whole plant, I'd love to know that because I don't know why. And here's where I'm letting the dandelions grow. Even though, again, things keep coming in here and digging in the soil for some stupid reason. But I just took a bunch of the little things when they were coming up over here, and I planted them in here. And so this is where I'm letting the dandelions grow because this is my sequoia. It's a giant sequoia tree. And it survived getting lost in the mail for weeks and being stuck under a machine or something. And then, yeah. So it's adapted and it's doing good here now. It's growing and it's being beautiful. This is what I want to bonsai someday. That's why I have it. So it's in this big pot so I can get the stem to really grow big. And then it'll get bonsai'd into smaller pots and whatnot later on. But this is my sequoia tree from home. So a little bit of California here. I love these trees. They're the giant redwoods. It's a giant sequoia. So it's beautiful. Okay, so that is it for these plants. I know you probably want an update on the flower bed too, huh? So let's hobble around there and go take a look real quick. Come with me, boo. I'm gonna pause it for this walk. I came through and pulled out all the nettle by roots, and they're already all coming right back. We're getting ready to move this because the city's giving us hassle about it being on the side of the house. So we're gonna have to move this today. And yeah, then I'll have more weeds to go through. So yeah, that's my nettle and whatnot. So I went foraging, and I filmed foraging, and well, yeah. Okay, come on, Steve, with me. Alright, so here is the garden. I have two big beautiful hibiscus trees here. We're going for the next round of flowers. I'm going to start saving the flowers because they flower like 1 or 2 or 3 a day, and then they close. So I'm going to start coming through and pulling out the flowers. But I also want them to seed, so there's that as well. I have another one there. My mint is out of control over here. This is a paprika. It's one that I was saving for seed, and this one's doing a lot better, and it's already getting ready to produce peppers as well. And then I have 3 soy plants around it. I also have these. I had some beautiful 4-leaf clovers to the garden, and they're loving it. They're shamrocks. The calla lilies are not staying up though. They just keep falling over for some weird reason. But I finally got pulled up the nasturtium so I could start climbing because it was just taking over the whole front of it. This is the Picasso one that I got from my mom. I don't know. This is just a white one. Some more red ones. Plus these are the red ones from Mother's Day. And this is looks like a pinkish one. So really pretty. So next year they're gonna just keep coming up and keep coming up, along with some other little leafy things. Oh, look how beautiful these things are. That one's got something in it. But yeah, so and the flowers kind of trying to come up in between. It's kind of really cool. So the morning glories have yet to start flowering, but they are vining like crazy. My nasturtium has no sense of personal space, so they're taking over the morning glory side. I'm going to have to come through here pretty soon and also pull these flowers for medicinal reasons. I put a lot of medicinal plants in here. I tried to put a lot of blue in for my mom because my mom loves blue, but I also grew a lot of medicinals, like over here, the mullein, and I have mullein, valerian, and I got just a whole mess of things. This is just a lace flower. I just wanted a pretty blue flower for Mom. It hasn't flowered yet. It kind of turned into a little bit of a hot mess, so that's my fault. This is my first year really doing flowers, so here's some cosmos, and they're really huge for tiny little flowers. These are not medicinal. I just thought they were pretty. I said I don't think they are. And I have these ones here with the blue peas. They're both blue type of butterfly peas, and just yeah, one's not coming up very well, and then this one's just now starting to really vine up. So now the RV is also had to get moved, so it's blocking a lot of my plant's sun, unfortunately. Actually, right now it's just not getting the sun. I think the tree is, but whatever. So that is how this is going. The mullein, I had to take a bunch out because they really overpowered the place, and a bunch of little ones are trying to come up here in between. Let's see what all these are. Pearl yarrow this is not pearl yarrow. It's down here, and it did not come up very fast. So this is the pearl yarrow. Got shaded out. Let's find the tags. It's a game of finding the tags. Yeah, I don't know how these things are getting light because there are all kinds of covers. I should just move it. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, so where are the tags? I have some more of these 4-leaf clovers back here as well. Or shamrocks, as they're called. I'm not seeing the tag for this. I think that's oh, here it is. This is the valerian right here. So this is what I want to say for the roots for. It's supposed to be really good for helping you sleep. So here's my valerian. Pretty sure this is mullein. I've put in some forget-me-nots recently. And this thing is it's doing better, but it's still struggling a little bit. This is a coleus, which I really love it because that's actually one of my favorites so far. And this one is just taking off like crazy. And sunflower. Lace flower, is that the lace flower that's coming through over there? So yeah, they're kind of all over the place and fighting each other, so I might have added a few too many plants and not knowing how big some of these are going to get. Anyways, so here's some feverfew down here as well. Just added those. I don't know what that is. It's just taking over. So I mean, it's a hot mess, but it's pretty. So there's my purple little purple vine back there, another pretty flower back there. I might move some of these to the back. Here's my other paprika plants. There's actually 2 in here in each of these. And this one's flowering, so I should be getting seeds soon. And then here's my other, this one's not getting enough sun, so it's not happy. But here's my other squash one, so when that produces a squash, I can save the seed from it and have some more for next year. Which is good, because these things produce far more than the tribe gave me. So here's that. Quite a bit of a hot mess. Quite a hot mess. But I'm so happy with it. It's blooming, it's full of life, it's a little crazy, but I like it. I'm definitely going to tone it down quite a bit next year. I also need to come out and start pulling some of the marigold flowers so I can save those. And leave, I think I already have some down here dying that are going to seed, so hopefully they should seed, and I'll have seeds for that for next year. I bought these marigolds, so I'm really not worried about much with it, but I will save seeds. I do have a lot of seeds from last year. Marigold is really good medicinal as well. Like, yeah, I have to pull it up. My brain is fried. It's really hot. But so yeah, I have. It's beautiful. I love this thing. It's like almost as tall as me, and I'm 5'3", so it's like 4'11". It's a big windy tree. And it's in a pot, so I can bring it in every year. So there's that. And then I've been killing the weeds in the garden, so I've been having to run through and pull out as much of the medicinals out of all the weeds as I could before he sprays and kills them all. And this is just where the camper was, so it's just staying dead. Hey, over here, out of their yard. Hey, listen, butthead. Quit ignoring me. Come on, this way. Let's go. You're not listening as much as you used to. Once they get old, they're like, I don't care. What are you going to do? I'm old. So that is the update. I will try to get more videos in and whatnot. And hopefully, yeah. So I'll definitely try to get more videos in. It's just sitting to edit has not been easy. Seymour! No! Quit ignoring me. He used to listen, now he just annoys me. Because he's always just running off everywhere. Hey, now! Are you going on the leash? Now, come on. Let's go, let's go. Hey, dog, let's go. Okay, sorry about all that. Let's go inside. Go inside, get a drink. It's hard to get him to listen anymore. Usually he goes on leash. He used to always just listen right out. Yeah. So he's going to be retiring as a service dog soon. And with 5 cats, we don't want to really add another dog. So I just might have to go with that one for a while. But he's also getting kind of old, so I let him be. Anyway, so that's it for today. I'll definitely try to get more done and show you more. I'll definitely show you how I'm saving some of these seeds, because there's a lot of them that are kind of unique, and some people were actually quite amazed at how it was done. Like, I didn't know that. Well, you know, most of us didn't, so there's that. So I'm going to get started on getting those things put up so I can get back inside where it's nice and cool as well. So I will talk to you guys next time. I'm sorry this was a very long-winded speech video. Come on. Now he listens because it's air conditioned. Okay. I had to come in here to get my twine. So I'm going to go get started on this and get that done. I'll have to definitely try to... Ow! Sage! Ow! That is my... This is where she has soft paws. Okay. Of course, I have to get this to put the stuff on. I don't know if I showed this on a video. I filmed it, so I don't know what I showed you, but I have basically used this to go around the plants and hook them to the fence. So this is what I'm using right here. And it works pretty good. And it wasn't that expensive, and it'll last me quite a long time with all the supplies they sent me, so I'm good with that. Okay, anyways. So, I will catch you guys next time. God bless, and I hope you guys have a good week and everything. And I will definitely give you better updates now that I'm moving around a little bit better. Okay, bye guys.